It's the pre-show to the freak show this week on the Hapless Heroes.
Gobellini is to goblins like pepperoncini is to peppers, right?
Hello and welcome, my friends, my hapless friends, to another one of the Chaos Seabass GM sessions. But before we get into that, let me remind you where we left off. The gang had a little bit of a malfunction that definitely was not Choom's fault at all. Actually, I think I remember correctly, it was mostly Percy's fault. And you ran into a...
Nope.
I was going to see if he was going to let me
try that again. You want to take that again? Oh, why don't we count you back in, Sebastian? Why don't we just count you back
3,
in?
2, 1, and under no coercion at all, I am admitting that it was 100% Choom's fault. As you ran into a giant sign that turns out was somebody's property, and you damaged it, so you had to pay. And despite your efforts to get insured in this part of space, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. So, to pay it off, you guys are joining the circus. And I hope all of you, and I can tell by their faces, listeners, they had not, have been thinking about what you're going to want to do to pay these fine people back. I see a finger.
Who are we?
Who are we? I shall introduce you. On my virtual left, going first for the second time, Nicole is Glorp Gup Gup.
Oh, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?
Shakespeare is public domain.
Mike as Brunner through Blitzbore.
I'm ready for a performance.
Dave as March.
I had something and I forgot it. So, hey, how's it going, everybody?
Fran as Percival Flawedhest.
I think I have an idea. I actually have an idea.
And Lou as Lev Zangief.
Yeah, I'm a Lev and I hate clowns or whatever.
And we will start this week by giving a little bit of a reset into the scene. But first, I will do as I always do, and I will ask simply, you guys ready?
I'm fucking ready, dude.
I am so ready.
So,
Brunner is ready. Mike is not.
I've never been ready a day in my life and faking it the whole way. Let's keep going.
Might as well. That's definitely not going to hurt at all here ever. There are no consequences to this.
Lou, are you ready?
Sure.
Or whatever. So, the spotlight has hit. The crowd is milling. And you hear the shuffling of people, the gasps, the lights turning on. And for a second, you all are convinced you're about to be a part of whatever's happening. But as the spotlight shifts, you realize you are getting a front row seat to the beginning of the most spectacular show you've ever seen. As you watch the elvish trapeze artists that you had seen earlier, all getting ready atop their towering poles. And as they start to do their routine, they start swinging. People are gasping. Everything's going great. Everything looks amazing. They look graceful flying through the air. Something catches your eye as one of them pulls a knife mid-swing, grabs his line, cuts it. The crowd gasps. He's plummeting to the ground. other trapeze artists doing the same. It is now raining elves. Some people's dreams, some's nightmares. But right now, you're convinced they're all about to die. There's no safety net, there's nothing. Until you see a small golden light circling a large orb start to expand. And then for each of the trapeze artists, vroom, 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 portals open. And you see them endlessly start falling in a cycle between two portals. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Everyone losing their minds at this point. And you see a familiar form start to encompass the orb. Warble, the massive plasmoid, his red starting to glow as he reaches out his, I don't remember what we called them, phalanges, his appendages, and he starts putting them into the portals. The trapeze artist grabbing them, making an intricate web between all of the portals until it is nothing but an orb filled with this tiny, thin, red line. And you see inside of Warble, the stone start to glow brightly as the orb starts emanating this magical interference. Lord, you can feel the stone inside of you resonating, vibrating with this energy.
Warble was chosen too.
And you see the lights start dancing in between each of the individual strands going into these portals. The elvish trapeze just sliding on them now in an intricate pattern, making this large, glowing rave until they all compress into one portal and it explodes into glistening golden confetti showering down. As Warble pulls back, the orb opens up and all of the trapeze artists take a bow. Everyone loses their
Standing
minds.
ovation. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, Glorp grows extra hands to applaud with.
As you are all watching this go down, the bubble closes. And that sensation that makes your stomach
Oh,
turn
I forgot we were still in the bubble.
as it opens. And you see now all the glit, all the glam gone.
Oh, we're backstage now.
Dirty, dusty, busy backstage. As you see Pogo
Yep.
now wearing looks like a headset and a mic pack. He's like, yeah, no, I got him right here. Yeah, no, I know. He's waving you. Come on. Yeah, I'll get him all set up.
I guess we start. I start shuffling towards Pogo.
Yeah, March is following, but his eyes are everywhere, just looking around at this gigantic space, just trying to take everything in.
Insane.
Right, because you mentioned this is like a huge tent.
On a
It's
scale
probably got
that it would be hard to really fully take in if you guys have not been from the flotilla. But you understand structures that are all built on top of each other. That is exactly how this tent is made. Some looking old as time itself, some looking brand new, and you see layer upon layer upon layer of bodies moving in and out, all around,
rigging,
all different sizes.
Yeah,
all different
right,
races, all different species from all across the astral sea, working in tandem to make this the best show that there ever was. You can feel
it's
it.
a massive production crew.
You can feel it. You can feel it. As Pogo goes, come on, time is money, let's go this way. He starts walking down a path, which gets swallowed really quickly by the movement of bodies.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna try to follow as close as I can. I want to look at something though as we're pushing through the people, because I was kind of catching this vibe in the last session based on the way that Pogo seems to treat these poor Gabellini that I tried to bond with, but unfortunately failed miserably. But Glorp seems to have been able to at least communicate with one of them. That they're not like, like maybe well compensated, or they might be, like not You know, like they might. I just want to make sure they're like okay. But like, do they seem to be doing a lot of like the,
Roll me an investigation.
Probably not allowed to mention the U word. That's for sure.
Yeah, we'll be forever
that's kinda-
curses the
that's-
people who brought
that's-
collective bargaining
that
to
is
the
that is
Gobelinis.
kind of what I'm hinting at. Not saying that is the sub narrative here that I want to inject into this performance we're about to do, but out of curiosity, yes, I would just like to see what kind of tasks the Gobelini seem to be up to as we're making our way through the crowd. If I can
Roll
see them at all.
investigation. Is anyone else interested and willing to help?
Oh,
in this?
yeah, that's a 19 on the die plus 5, so that's 24, baby.
Apparently, none of you are as
No.
interested as Percival.
The working conditions of the Gobelini do not concern Lev.
It's
He
kind
was
of
also-
distracting here, you know what I mean? Like,
I got a nat
was
20
also
actually.
Like, you're a
So.
performer. I mean, you
He was
performer
subjected
too.
to this, and he was like, he's just thinking to himself, like, I did it. We all do it. Come on.
I seem to also be extremely interested based on this 20 here. Yeah.
So the only person more interested in the
Percival.
Gobelini worse than Percival is Glorp. And as you
Just
both-
the
tracks.
one, though. I only care about my puppy.
well, that's perfect because as you look
Chomp.
around,
Yeah. Thank
as
you.
you
I
look
forgot.
around, you see natural one from Brew. I'm gonna use my GM powers here and say you don't give a fuck about the Gobelini.
It's not even that it's not that I don't give a fuck. It's that everything awe inspires me, and so I'm just like taking it all in. Like I'm not aware of like the people doing the work. I'm just
minutia.
aware of the work in general. Yeah.
Right.
Bruce just
Yes,
like,
and I
oh,
think
this
you
is
have-
amazing. I could have free barbacks. I should do this.
And here's the thing, like, Percival is a union man. He's part of one right now.
Said the U word.
Like,
2
just
psychic
saying.
damage. No, I'm just kidding.
I would like to think that Lev is not caught up in the glitz and glamour and instead starts to fall into old habits, and maybe he's like grabbing fabric off of one of the racks for something that he's going to use later. You know what I mean? He's just like taking things because he feels more comfortable in an environment like that.
you do have a disguise kit too.
And
I remember.
so
as part
I
of
would be
your-
saying, yeah, I would instead of rolling insight, I would like to roll. I would like to start picking things up, and if that necessitates a roll, I will roll for it.
I would
But
say
collecting stuff that is just kind of, rolling by
Available.
or whatever, right? Like he sees a boa or something, he's like, I'm going to use that, like that kind of thing. Like,
We're preparing on our way to whatever dressing room
exactly,
or whatever area we're being
Yes.
led to. Yeah.
And I'm going
grabbing
to,
props.
before I get into
Exactly.
the Gobelini, because I did not forget, but I'm going to have you, Lou, roll me the actual skill, which would be sleight of hand. However, before you do that, roll me an intimidation roll.
well, that's a 7.
For the intimidation roll,
Yeah, it's 4 plus 3.
I'm going to need disadvantage on your sleight of hand rolls.
Well, I got a 14 on disadvantage. 12
Okay,
plus
that's
2.
still good. That's still
So
good.
you are quite a bit larger than most of the people. There are some pretty large people, but for the most part, everyone seems to be about normal height, normal kind of size. Everything's average.
When you say normal, you mean medium size, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
like
forget where
is
in
an
the
average,
I just want
average
to know.
size.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't know what
there
the
are
average size is.
categories.
It sounds like there's
Yeah.
a lot of Gobelini, and I don't picture them
We're
as
getting to
average
that.
size.
We're getting to that.
Medium. I imagine those as like tiny or small.
Tiny,
Yeah, I would
probably
say
small.
tiny. I mean, they're probably chum sized.
Small.
You know what I mean?
You said they're like gnome sized
Yeah.
or shorter, or maybe like a
little
foot and a
shorter.
half
Yeah.
tall.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's still like gnome height.
Gobelini is to goblins like pepperoncini is to peppers, right?
Nailed it.
I think
clip
so.
it, ship it, get it.
You know what? Yes.
Just smaller and spicier.
Smaller,
Pepperoncinis.
spicier, and just it's like a maybe if you
Thrown
could
out
either
during
a,
salads.
maybe a subspecies, maybe like a branching evolution. Who knows?
I would
It's been
say
millennia since goblin were first ever in existence. There's probably many subspecies
Oh, yeah.
of goblins.
That's a good
by
point.
now.
While Nicole's gone, let's get into the minutia of goblin genealogy.
she's back. Too
Oh,
bad.
thank God she's
Well, I
back.
guess we'll put that away for a little bit.
We'll put that one away for a little
later.
bit. But
Yeah.
but keep that in the pocket. Yeah.
For those of you interested, please head on over to our Patreon. No, I'm just kidding.
Lore Corner episode: the genetic evolution of goblins in the hapless established universe.
23
Part
in
one.
Goblin.
So,
23 in
Part one of a
Goblin.
24-part series. Sorry.
about Goblini. The thing I made up on accident now is somehow all encompassing. All right, so for you, Lev, the medium creatures around you, at first, like you're imposing just generalness. So you take a
It's the big horn.
Yep, you
It's the
take
big
a
horn.
piece of cloth, you take a what looks like a cape, and then after you start
Yeah,
taking
it's all
things,
red. It's all red.
people are like
Has to be.
starting to like notice, and you're getting like all these like side-eyed dirty looks, and then like as you grab the one last piece, which looks to be a rather nice looking like flute, like almost like medieval royalty style, just side-sitting soft cap, the ones that like spill over the side and like hang down.
Yeah.
And then by that point, a woman peeks her head out of the tent that apparently you seem to be heading towards and yells, "Hey, keep your hands off the merchandise." You see Pogo like, "It's fine, they're with us. Yeah, you guys, don't listen to her. It's fine. They're with us." You walk into the tent with the lady, and you see, as Lev had intuited without even knowing, a massive wardrobe gallery. And you see, as you're looking around for the Goblini, not a single Goblini person. Hidden from sight. Not in any kind of a way. Just,
Interesting.
Lord, you
Okay.
also see no Goblini. Until, just as the curtain flap goes to shut behind you, you see the same beady eyes, yellow with the pupils dilated, Phil, standing on one of the rafters, staring at you as the flap closes. And you are now surrounded by every manner of performance clothes that you could possibly. Literally, your imagination is the limit. As you see this tall, just skinny human woman with like a big beehive haircut, just chain smoking cigarette. Like she takes a cigarette out of her mouth to ash it and puts another cigarette in her mouth while she's ashing the other one. And she goes, "Ugh, I hate rush jobs." Pogo looks at her like, "Gloria, stop bitching and just do your job, okay?
Gloria?
I don't want to hear this shit. You're pissing me off, okay? Boss said, suit them up, get them ready, whatever they need. Huh? They did what? Son of a bitch, God bleeding. Oh, yeah, all right, I'll be right back. You guys, I'll be back for you in like 10 minutes. Whatever you want, on the house." He walks out, and I would like to take this time.
I mean, on the house. We're working off a debt, so it's more like we better fucking perform here. So,
I would like to ask, we could start with Lev, just because I'm assuming what you grabbed is going to be a part of this.
well, because so yeah, and let's just make sure that make sure that I remember correctly. We have 3 performances
Yes.
that we have to plan here,
Yes.
right? As far as I understand, Lev probably has one prepared. I think Glorp has one prepared, and I think Percival has an idea for what he could do, and then the others can assist.
Yes. Well, here's the thing. Would you like me to
But
explain
what we
the
should
mechanics
do
of this?
is we should talk about it
Yes, yeah,
together,
yeah,
yeah. Yes.
like
Yeah.
in a circle, like we say, okay,
In game.
what does everybody have right now, right? Like I'm thinking, honestly, I picked up all this stuff. I saw how it was done back at the reliquary, and I think I could do the mind fingering thing, guys. I think I could do that. Like I put on the clothes, and then I become Proxythac, the mind hole humperer.
Sounds glorious.
Wait,
Yes.
wait, what?
Just like
I'm sorry, just run that by me again.
I'm going to read their minds like they like Floorman taught us. Yes.
At that moment, you see Gloria, who had started pulling something down that looked rather large and phallic, goes, "Oh," and slowly puts it back. Wrong read. Sorry. Yeah, whatever you want. Whatever you need for that.
But hold on. Lev, are you sure that's like the kind of performance you want? I mean, listen, like you saw what you just watched.
Oh,
what
because
the
I have big
opening act
muscles,
was.
I'm going to break something? Is that what you are trying to bring up right now, Percy?
Okay,
Okay.
I'll
just go do something like that.
No, Lev.
Give me something
you're-
heavy to pick up.
Wait.
Right now, I'm looking at heaviest thing I think around here.
Okay, Lev, first of all, my fault. I did not mean to stereotype
me? Yes, I know.
But just knowing that's literally what you did to make money when we were on the raft, I just thought that maybe you would put on, one of the performances you're already so good at.
Bullshitter. Yes, that is what
I didn't mean to pigeonhole you, man. Or anything like that. I don't mean to typecast you.
That's right. I have range, Percy. Okay, I've played
you're right.
many heels.
And I trust you. You're my friend. I trust you. If that's the performance you want to put on, man, you have my full. You have my full support. Do you need me to build you anything for that?
I'm putting it to group right now because we have less than 5 turns of clock, so it is time for us to figure out.
That's an interesting
Please.
way to tell time. Yeah. Oh,
Well, I had a whole Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you need any assistance from the cast, you're more than welcome. Just let us know whatever you need for your performance. We can make it happen here, honey. Literally, whatever. Points back at where she put back that thing. Whatever you need.
As much as Percival, no. Just joking.
Yeah, I don't know. You don't want me on that kind of show. I got speed, but not stamina.
Oh, Jesus
Stand out like a
Christ.
rabbit.
That is right. It is all quantity with him.
So listen, Lev, I'm down to keep workshopping that. If that's you said you want to actually read people's minds. You do a fortune teller thing. Is that kind of
Okay, let me try it on you right now. I will show you.
Okay,
what I mean.
okay, I'm ready. Come on.
All right, and then I put my hand over my face, and I open my fingers and I look at you through my fingers. You see my eyes between my fingers, looking directly at you, and I say, Percival, show me your deepest, darkest secrets. And then I tap his forehead with my horn.
Can I get a strength check for that, please?
Yes, definitely.
Oh.
Wow.
We're gonna need
Oh my
how much control does he have? How much control Lou doesn't look happy.
A natural 1.
Oh. Okay. So I have a question.
This could go many different ways.
Yeah, I don't want you to seem a little off put by
Lou,
this
I think
question.
it's been a while. I feel like since you've rolled a natural 1 as a hapless hero.
It has
definitely.
been. It has been, and I'm honored
that was a
to be
tough
the
one.
one to do this in more ways than one. But because this was a strength check to see how good you are at, just keeping your strength in check, which as a wrestler you'd be pretty good at. But Percy's a big boy,
Yeah, definitely.
so there's just a misunderstanding here,
It's a lot of mass.
and I need to ask, how much does an unarmed strike do for you?
Well, I can tell you my horn does 1d8 plus my strength. If that's what you want to know.
We're going to have you roll that. Pretty please.
That's not free use yet.
I love the idea that all this pomp and glamour got, everyone's sitting around wait, what's he gonna do? And you just literally headbutt the shit out of him.
I can see a headache in your future.
Oh my God.
No.
It's dude, it is 7 plus 3 is 10 damage.
Okay. And we're gonna say, because of the intent behind it, we're gonna half that damage.
Okay.
Just because you're not trying to hurt him, but you do unintentionally.
Half my fucking hit points.
Yeah. So with the loudest knock, just like a baseball getting knocked out of left
smack,
field.
that's skull smack. Yeah.
You
shit!
now have, and I just describing this, okay? It doesn't have to, don't let your minds go there. But I'm pretty sure the horn is like a long singular unit with like a flare.
Yes,
at
correct.
the end.
it has a point
Yeah,
at the end of it.
So,
Yeah.
if you were to just like stamp that onto somebody's forehead, it'll look like whatever it looks like. But now, Percy, you definitely have a massive bruise that size in the center of your forehead.
Now I'm gonna need to wear a hat.
Shit, Percy, you okay?
He like shakes his head, and you can hear like the whoop, 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 whoop of like some of the like things in his armor of assisted strength that kind of also like are helping him stay upright.
Okay, hold on. Before we continue, I would like to roll an insight check to see if I can gauge something about him to say it in the moment as a reading the mind.
Percival?
Can I suggest? Yeah, can I actually suggest something too? Because I was about to just like for the bit, like divulge in his like quick, like in his head stupor, like divulge something personal about himself because he would just feel like that was the right thing to do.
Roll a con save.
Okay, I can do
The
that.
more you fail this con
I'm
save,
good at those.
the more deep the divulsion.
I got an 18 on the con
Okay,
save.
what did you get on the insight?
A natural 1.
Okay, so
You're
Percival,
thinking ouch.
Percival, you
Snake eyes, dude.
you in your fog, you open your mouth to be like, well, I could tell you. So you want it to work for Lev, right? Like you don't want him to look like a dummy, but Lev, you are so convinced. You are immediately. You put your hand on his big hippo lips, and you tell us what you saw. Anything.
He is frolicking in a room full of jello with Chum holding his hand the whole way through. And there is pretzel on every wall, in every floor, and every ceiling. And you are happy.
Wow, I believe him. That was amazing.
Wait. Who was concussed from that hit?
Yeah,
That is strange dream you have there.
Listen, I didn't. Ow. Listen, I don't want to like, poo-poo the idea or anything like that, but we might need to workshop that one a little bit more, dude. Might I offer the pitch of, since, Brew also has horns and might be able to take a headbutt a lot better than maybe someone like me. You guys could stage your own like wrestling performance, but like we could do it up with like pyrotechnics and other things like that and resources that we might have, available to us here.
Bro, you just watched him get fucking conked in the head and he just offered it up for you.
If that was your goal, right? If this was like, if you're gonna be like just bonking people, I feel like, maybe there's other people who are more suitable for that.
Yeah, but next time maybe a little more mind fingering and a little less mind fisting.
Well, yes, that was a total accident. Percy can handle it. He is big one.
Oh, I feel like Mike was gonna say something, but the dog took him away for a second.
Did you hear him?
No, I just saw you.
No.
Oh, it was like the weirdest whine. He hasn't been feeling well this weekend, so I'm just worried. I just don't want him throwing up on my carpet. Anyway, back in the game. Okay. I think I'm okay. I'll sit that one out.
All right. Just a suggestion. If we're gonna, if bonking was the goal, it's just I don't know if I'm your guy. I was gonna suggest
I
do
will
like
read many minds.
A target shooting thing, because like I've been really practicing, and I also have some gadgets that I could do to like remotely trigger things. So even if I miss, they'll still blow up, and it'll look really cool.
Shit.
That'd be pretty cool, yeah. Not as cool as him headbutting the shit out of you.
I mean, I don't have access to, if we had Chum, we could really set something up. But I could probably set up some sort of, clay pigeon flinger for you to, pick him off with or something?
No, I'm thinking like, yeah, I mean, we could do that, or we could do like, I was thinking like, mechanical targets or things that like, moved around like on their own. Like I could build those.
Yeah, we could have the Goblini whip
Yeah.
some of those up for you. Real
I mean,
quick.
like, look at Ali. Like, I mean, I don't have, it doesn't have to be as complex as that. Like I point to my little homunculi or homunculus, companion. But like I could just like, I mean, very simple mechanics, right? Just like little propellers or other things like that just like, propel them back and forth and, I can kind of have like a whole, bunch of targets all up at the same time, make like a shooting gallery kind of thing, but like just make it like really complicated and really hard. But like, I give myself the advantage by even if I miss, I can just, push a button and it blows up, so that it still looks cool, right? Shower fireworks. You want to you capture their attention. They don't really notice if it's actually skill or not, right?
Yeah. Turns back to Lev and she holds out like a big like head wrap with like a fucking spot for a hole. Think this will go good with your act, honey. that sounds real nice, but the only thing we got, maybe pulls out. Sorry, your size is kind of an issue here for us. Pulls out a cowboy outfit that looks fucking legit, like leather jacket, straps, fucking pants, and then she turns it around and the pants have no ass. You don't really want to know what this was used for, but it's the only thing I think I got in your size. But if you want to wear it, I think it'll go good with your act. Hands it to Percival.
Is it like, what does it look like again? Can you describe it to me?
Like Lone Ranger style, fucking awesome leather jacket, Indiana Jones shirt.
I was kind of also looking for like, I was almost kind of going for like a musketeer vibe. Like I want to kind of find the frilly
hat,
the frilly,
with the biggest
frilly
feather.
collar and the big hat. Yeah, exactly.
You want frills? How many frills you want? Yeah, I got like 300 ply, 400 ply.
And just as a, that is my subclass. So I figured why not? Let's do the traditional look for what a musketeer would look like before, we go all modern with it.
All right.
For the rest of the campaign.
I do have some floofy pants that might work too, but
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I could use a little baggy. Okay, there's it's not very flattering sometimes, with the jiggling and the thing. It would just be better if I had some room to.
Yeah, you're gonna hate
what I'm
that,
saying.
but it's fine. Hands it to you, and you notice that the pants are literally like fucking tights, like leotard tights.
Oh.
And he was, you want accurate. I mean, that's D'Artagnan himself. I don't know how much.
Is there a way
better
we can
to
get these fitted a little bit?
Listen, it's fine. You're gonna do great, kid. You're gonna do great. All right, so we got.
I will need March and Bruce help then. Maybe like just maybe throwing targets or just kind of being part like part of the performance of like blindfolding me or doing different things like that to like a
yeah.
I'm not much of a performer, but I can make other people's performances better.
Yeah, you
like,
guys
I
can help
with
each
that.
other. That's perfectly fine. Whatever the show must go on. Sorry, something in my throat. Said that tube name earlier, and I don't know why, but I fucking hated it. All right, so we got a fortune teller, a gun show, and what's the third act?
You see Glorp like rummaging around it kind of behind where the regular clothing racks are, right? You just see like some blue jiggling happening, and there's a bunch of like pieces of puppet show flying out, right? Like a bunch of naked puppets are going flying. And then you see Glorp come out, except Glorp themselves are shaped vaguely like a castle, right? Like just like a tower. Like you just see kind of like a cylinder with like the vaguest outline of like, like square imprints at the top, right? I look kind of like a chess rook. And with a couple of pseudopods grown out, and all of the pseudopods have little costumes on them that look like Romeo and Juliet characters.
It's a puppet. It's like a puppet show, but it's made of Glorp.
Oh, honey, that's glorious.
And you hear Glorp going, Romeo, over and over again, trying to get the
roll performance, please.
The Juliet voice right. Oh, come on, let me fail the shit out of this. If I get a 20, I'm screwed. I can't actually do this. Oh, damn it, that's a good
I was going to
score.
say, we have stagehands. You could have actually had people like moving set pieces for you.
Oh, that's
right?
a 22.
Like
No, I am the set, and I am also the cast.
I am the set.
as you start doing like the puppets and start maneuvering them, Gloria like scratches her head like, oh shit, you know what? She pulls a small wand out of her hair and waves it once, and the lights dim, and Glorp, you become almost like invisible in the dim light. And the puppets look like they're like living,
These little
breathing,
appendages of you
just moving around, and it comes out.
in the light. It's like micro spotlights.
I think this could work. I think this could really work. I think you got something here, kid. You're gonna probably need some lights. You're gonna probably need some maybe set pieces, and then unless you want to play every character, you might need some help voicing some of the characters. You could rope in some of your friends here and make them do it, or you could ask any of the staff for help if they don't feel comfortable doing that. Smoke pulls another cigarette out of her hair, lights it.
I'm just trying to think of ways to Shanghai the not
I'm gonna explain
center stage people into this.
The second that we are done deciding what the things are, I will explain the mechanics of what it is, so you guys can fully integrate that into your planning. But I just want to know.
I'm thinking of like a shooting gallery type thing, but I do want like my sort of pièce de résistance, right? Like my special thing to be at the end. Like I'm just totally blindfold myself and do a full like revolver, like Old West, just and hit a bunch of stuff completely blindfolded, like behind my back or something.
Hell yes.
Right, and regardless if I hit or miss, I need someone to push the button to blow them all up in cadence with the shots.
Hell yes. So
and maybe help doctor up anything to ensure that any errant shots aren't noticed, right? Or I just use blanks and we do that the whole time.
that is what you guys are going to decide after I finish expositioning for you here. So, welcome to Seb's corner of We're Doing Things a Little Weird today. I'm going to port over another one of my favorites from the We 2 universe. Some of you might recognize it by listening. It's called a skill challenge. Now, what that is you are given your performance, and the main actor of the performance will be doing skill challenges. You have 3 in a row, 2 out of 3 wins, 2 out of 3 loses. Now, you can only use skills to complete the things you're trying to do. However, if you use the same skills multiple times,
the DC probably
the
increases.
audience, the audience is not feeling it as much. It's the same shit. The DC rises. Now,
I see.
here's the thing about the DC. It is set based on my understanding of the difficulty of what you're trying to do. Your friends who are not the active people in the scene can use one action / bonus, anything in your kit, anything, to try and help that active person do their job. Here's the kicker, though.
I love it.
If you fail,
oh no,
you make the DC higher. If you succeed, the DC then becomes lower. Does this make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it
This is
seems
great. I love it.
like the main actors are going to be Percival, Glorp, and Lev, which mean that March and Brew, as supporting actors, can be in multiple performances. However, for the 3 main actors,
we can only help.
you can
others,
only help others that are not
ourselves. Right.
Does that make sense? And
Yeah,
even
makes
then,
sense.
you can only do it once because you got to get ready for your show. You're not going to be able to be there for every show. So that means Glorp can only help Percival or Lev once.
Once.
That makes sense?
Right. Got it. Okay. Yep. Makes sense to me. So I have, Glorp or Lev, not,
Yes.
right. So it's like I have to pick one of them to help
Yes.
and I can only help once.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Shit.
that
But
means-
for Dave and I, it's like unlimited.
You guys are,
I want you involved in every.
you are the
But
state,
we-
you are behind the scenes helping everything go smoothly.
But just to clarify, we want to also be very specific in our skills because if we're duplicating skills, the DC goes up.
Things get harder.
It'll make
Got
it
it.
a boring show.
Even for you guys. Okay.
Nailed it.
All right. All right.
Nailed it. And so now for the rest of this episode, as you guys have been scoping it out, planning. First of all, I want all of your outfits for the show. We have Percival's, but I want to kind of finish Lev's, and then I want to see what. And I guess we have Glorp's also. Yeah, no, that counts.
They are.
Yeah,
they
it's
are
a bunch
the
of
entire
tiny
performance.
red and blue and green outfits, right? Based on like it's a. I'm assuming they had like a Romeo and Juliet puppet show, which is what I rated.
We're gonna
Perfect.
need. Okay, hold on. I can use Ollie to at least like run like a camera angle or something like. No, because it's all in green. That's not gonna work out. We need to like set up some. Like, March would probably help with that. Just set up some AV so that everyone can get like a micro view of what is happening on Glorp, so that while everyone is also watching from the stands, they can see the little details, right?
Yes. And now, while you all have time to discuss amongst yourselves, which I would love if you could do it in character. If not, I understand. But for the fun, do it in character. And you are also given access to assistance from the circus themselves. Now, once per show, you can pull this card. So it can, let's say you fail on your second fail and it's gonna fail. You pull the card and maybe there's a chance you can swing it into a success using the resources given to you by the circus. With that being said, Glorp, as you have pulled all the puppets out of their case, you do notice at the bottom of the case a small trap door. I will let you do with that what you will.
No, I open it.
The second you do, two eyes looking up as they scurry down deeper into the hole. And you can see there looks like apparently a tunnel. Like literally just like a fucking tunnel in the bottom of this case.
I mean, I'm going to Alice in Wonderland my way into that tunnel. You know I am, unless somebody stops me.
Perfect.
What is this case? I'm sorry, in this case that Glorp has, I missed that. What is this case? Is it like a costume case?
It's
that the puppets were in.
Yeah, the puppet drawer.
Oh, the puppet drawer. Okay, I understand.
All the clothes, by the way, on the puppets look rather used and like somebody had been wearing them as if they were their own clothes. But anyway, while Glorp is now Alice in Wonderlanding into this hole, which I imagine
Except like more of like a snake.
Yeah.
Like a snake made of puppets.
Right?
Oh my goodness.
There you go. Friend, I got you back. So, with that being said, nobody is noticing because Gloria is too busy throwing clothes at all of you. Suggestions. Like, stagehands, I got a blackout suit. You can put it on. It'll probably look real good on him. Points at Bruce, like just juicy, thick thighs. Oh, it'll look great. It'll look fucking fantastic on you. Or
I like when you describe me, Seb.
Yeah. Hey, man. I picked up what was being put down. You know what I'm saying?
Juicy and thick. I'm good with it.
Juicy and thick.
Double C, you know what I mean? Maybe triple C. We could be getting there right now. I'm just saying.
Listen,
pulls another cigarette out of her hair. So, let's start with the performers.
What?
We know what you look like, first of all.
We know my outfit. We know what Glorp's doing. So what's Lev? What's Lev dressing up like?
I imagine that Lev has probably picked up, he was given the head wrap from Gloria. I think I've also gotten like a string of like coins or like belly dancer coins.
Yeah, you going for like a Zoltan kind of thing?
Put that across my, I put that across my horn, you know, like from base to tip, as they say.
So he's got the jingle janglies on it. Yep.
And I probably also have, some like silk kind of sheer looking, big poofy pants, like a silk shirt kind of joint.
Hair and pants.
Yeah. And then probably a cape too of some kind. I definitely like, the cape is probably there. And maybe like a little cane with I don't know, something at the end. It doesn't have to be necessarily a jewel, but maybe like something that, they can look at. Maybe it's kind of an animal on the end of it. I don't know, a cobra. Anyways, so and then he's got there's also a big feather that he put in it as well. Yes.
honey, you look the part. You totally look the part. I mean, if
And
you
there's
don't kill
animal
the person,
print inside my cape as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I like this.
Lev, I just had an idea for your performance. We could also maybe enlist some of the, people or, perform other, like people within the circus here to maybe like have like plants in the audience. So like if you wanted to like read someone's mind, you guys can like,
That is a great point, but I have
because you
been
also have
studying-
telepathy, right? You can talk to people and then you could just like talk to what they're all going to say. And then you could, you know what I mean? Like you guys could plan that in performance.
Yeah, but what's putting ferns in the audience gonna do?
Yeah, listen,
Wait, you mean
Gloria.
you could do that the whole time before you headbutted the shit out of him? I like you, kid. I like you a lot.
just make sure your lighting and special effects people are following my cues.
Oh, people plants! People plants! Oh, shit. Oh.
There you go. Yeah.
Too many. I guess I gotta put the scroll down.
Quote unquote paid actors march.
Yeah, no. Too many scrolls.
Yeah, we're not paying anybody. It's fine. All right. So then
Is everybody here working off some kind of debt?
she looks at you very seriously, completely drags an entire cigarette, pulls another one out of her hair, lights it, and goes, "Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answers to."
Oh no.
I'm
First rule-
picturing like
first rule of the
Medusa,
circus.
but with cigarettes.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, because the strands of hair that keep coming out as she's like picking at it, it's just getting more and more just wild. So, yeah, we know what you guys, the maid, are looking like. What about the stage, your friends here? Well, before your friend finds themselves in a not copyrighted place.
I don't know if just saying the word
I don't
Narnia.
know.
Okay,
You
but
can
yeah,
cut
but it is
it however you want,
anachronistic in
you're
that
God. You can do
it is
whatever you want.
anachronistic in that I don't know if the Chronicles of Narnia made it to this universe.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, Parnia. There, you got multiple takes. What about ham cakes and string bean?
Cakes.
And string bean.
Wait, which one's ham cakes?
Well, I'm
Looks at
certainly not string
Percy.
bean.
Looks at Percy, gives him a little tap on his like snout. Oh, honey, you got hit in the head way harder than you think.
That's good.
You guys want to wear something that helps you be a little bit more stealthy, or you're trying to be part of the show?
I've never tried to be part of anybody's show at any time ever in my life, so we're gonna go with the stealthy for me. And
Nice.
I feel like I need the slimming look anyway.
We need him to run tech.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're gonna have to talk
Get
to
him plugged
Peter.
into whatever network
The
of things and
mainframe
lights and other things. Get him in there.
Yeah, whatever it's all there. I'm not in charge of it, obviously. What about you?
And I kind of like I look at March though, like as I make this suggestion or make this ask for him, but then I kind of give him that look of like behave, because he's gonna have whatever access they give him, and I know that that's not usually something that's typically a limitation for March, and so I just kind of give him that look, that understanding.
March has the
look.
most shocked, hurt look on his face.
Does he?
I'm a professional. How dare you?
And then I give you a wink.
Oh yeah, I started to pick
Because
up on the vibes
there is a part of me that might want to ask you to probe deeper into what's happening with all the people who are working at this circus and or what their representation may or may not be.
I don't know. Sounds like something for another one shot. Excuse me. All right, Mr. I'm sorry. I don't even think I asked for your names. How rude of me. Ignores all of you. Goes right up to Brew. Sweetheart, Gloria, and you are.
Oh, I'm Brew. That's what my name tag says. He's not wearing a name tag anymore. He hasn't worn his name tag in
gone
like
for a
years.
while. Yeah.
Up into her hair, pulls out a small metal frame, takes her wand and taps it. And you see BRUW. And she goes, wait, how do you spell that? With an E? Is it
yes.
brew like a drink or like some kind of weird foreign name?
It's kind of whatever. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. BREW
Taps it again,
is
and
fine.
it just says.
It doesn't matter how you
It
spell my
says
name.
in subtitles.
Well,
Dude,
it's
it's
a nickname.
is such a like completely lackadaisical. But you can spell my name however
It
you want. I don't
changes.
care, man. It's all a vibe.
It is now BRUE with the little like taggy thing on top, whatever that's called.
Really?
And on the
The
bottom,
wow.
it says in subtitles, "It doesn't really matter." And she hands it to you and gives you a wink. She like, "Now you do, sweetheart." What are you wearing?
That's very nice of you. So this whole time, Brew has been playing with this random purple scarf that he's just kind of randomly found, and he just goes, "I'm
Of course,
great,"
it's purple.
and he just like puts it around his neck and like proudly just flaunts it.
Meanwhile, again, he's pretty much wearing like short shorts and
Yeah,
nothing else.
Nothing. I'm bare chested
yeah,
at this
he
point.
is.
Well, now I have the
yeah.
scarf on.
That's pretty much like Brew's outfit most of the time is like, just like small pants.
So the name tag's just on his pec. Is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Yes, he's been wearing that on his
He's
bare
just wearing
chest
a
for a
name-
while.
Or is he wearing suspenders, no shirt, and that's where the name tag is?
That's when he's
no.
feeling fancy.
There's no, yeah. Suspenders are not a
Bow tie.
normal.
It's formal events only.
You're going
Yeah,
full
literally.
Chippendale.
And it's
Chippendale, the bow tie and collar.
It's just the suspenders and a bow tie. That's it. It's very Chippendales without him realizing.
Yeah. Oh, it's chic.
Yeah.
No, I love it. Great. You're gonna stand out a little bit, but maybe that's the point. You guys, I'm glad that you're all dressed and everything, but your friend is gonna reach the bottom of that hole, and she's probably not ready. I'm sorry. They're probably not ready for what they're gonna find. And you now see almost all of Glorp's mass has exited into the trunk. Like there's a small amount of Glorp left sitting outside the trunk. And Glorp, it is. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
It is very dark in here. Are you one of the people that have dark vision? I forget.
I'm pretty sure that's a yes. Yes.
Perfect. So you have made your curiosity, because the eyes, they keep like, every time you like stop squirming in, the eyes give you another glance. And you just keep going. You're just curious. And you enter a small cavernous space where you see some of the most beautifully drawn portraits you have ever seen, plastered all over the walls in small, tiny pieces of paper, and a small bed with a small, what looks like wardrobe, but it's filled with all of these puppet clothes, very similar to
Like
the ones
doll
your
clothes,
puppets are
yeah.
wearing. And you see the same Goblini now sitting in the middle of the room, looking at you with the big eyes as he holds out a small piece of paper to you.
No, I reach out. I
With
guess
an
I
even
grow
smaller.
a tiny. Yeah, I grow a tiny little. In fact, one of my dolls. Okay, Juliet. I send Juliet out to take the sheet of paper.
It is a masterfully drawn portrait of you with your bones and your smiley face. And in the
Oh
center,
God, the bones probably all just are on the floor in front of the chest.
Yeah, the only ones I would
this
still
point.
write. I'd still have like the fingers inside of me, but like all of the big bones would be.
dear Lord.
Ejected.
And you see that in the picture, the stone inside of you, drawn in this picture, is like radiating like a rainbow color. And in the picture, it looks like it's snowing. And you see in the corner of the picture, a small Goblini, like in a like almost like operatic pose, standing in front of you. And he just kind of licks his lip. Choo-choo. Choo-choo-choo. Of course, you are the only person that can translate what he said. You understand?
Oh, you're right. I could choose what he said.
Yes.
What voice did I give him last time? I don't remember. Oh god.
It is
Right, because all it sounds like to the rest of us is again is that like just like.
Did I give him like businessman voice? Did I give him the like?
I don't remember either.
I feel like it was that kind of voice that I.
Yeah,
think
it was
that
like deep
means-
and heroic.
Yeah,
That means we
okay.
can bring out the retcon glasses and say that it honestly is up to Glorp no matter what. So
We're gonna stick with that.
Let's hear
So
it.
holding
Let's
the
hear it.
picture, in my Juliet hands, I what I hear is, we've named me in front of Chomp, right? Yes.
Mhm.
Glorp, you must take me with you. It is our future. We must save the universe.
he stands up tall, fixes his little tiny shirt. Get. He holds out a hand.
Sorry, what was that last? Yep. Nicole, just for our audience, you know.
Oh, yes.
Welcome to being a GM.
Yeah, when we have the cartoon version of this, what's the subtitle?
Yeah, exactly. We're going to be counting on you, Glorp, to give us the subtitles.
I want to say soup so badly now that I'm thinking it's the subtitle.
That's what it is. That's what it is then.
Soup.
It doesn't have to always make sense.
He holds his hand out to you as if like an invitation. You can see it in his eyes that he's like set on this. Like he is very determined with whatever.
One puppet arm reaches out.
Yeah. Puppet Juliet holds out her little stub. I mean, and at this point, like, I don't have enough control that my like phalange, like this is already a phalange with phalanges, right? Like we're talking like my pseudo, like this is.
Yeah,
as-
your motor
They're
control
nubs.
is definitely
Juliet
suffering
just
now.
has like these straight nubs sticking out. That's all they are, right? Like they're just it's very much the like a kid rolled a clay doll kind of like level of detail on this. but pseudopod Juliet holds out her hands to
And I am going to
Chomp.
need a strength saving throw to try and retract yourself back up the long tube that you are now in.
I was gonna say as they were entering, I was gonna say, should we like pull Glorp out of there? Or, like,
Oh, I
do we
did
do
good.
that? Also, hold on a second. And that's good. I'm glad that you did good because I was gonna ask Nicole, would Glorp be able to like just essentially like where they currently have their face or like where they are? Could they not just reverse?
The
Yes.
face.
Yep. Yeah, I can just
You
move
know what I
like
mean?
the Nerf bundles, through to the other side. Yep.
If you
Yeah,
want to
right,
leave
that you
Chomp there, you can absolutely do that.
I mean,
No,
it's not like
my
you can
face
still
can go
give
there,
them-
but Juliet's still gonna grab Chomp from the other side, right? Juliet'll just
Right,
be in my
like,
butt
there's
after
still-
I'm done.
While I am fully
Very viscous.
on board with the being able to do that, there is the matter of gravity that I am trying to determine how much of this effect
Oh, right,
will
there's that too.
affect you.
Yeah.
So you rolled good on your strength.
Anyway,
there?
17. Yes, after modifier 17.
And
after
would
my
your
-2
face go to
strength.
the other end of you for story
I
purposes?
mean, what do I have? Yeah, I mean, I guess I have a face at this point, right? I would have made a face.
It's either you're backing out of this or you're reversing yourself and going forward out
Honestly,
of it.
I'm faceless. This is Glorp's in worm mode now, so like Juliet is still sticking out the bottom, but I'm just like a faceless tube. Like there's not a lot of.
Yeah, that just
Yeah,
comes back
like
out
I'm
of this
working
thing, yeah.
kind of like one of those like those Chinese finger trap things, right? You know, the little tube full of liquid that you can get your finger stuck in. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm using that method to get myself out almost, right? Like just
Like
like
scrunch
doing,
and then-
like yeah.
Contract. You're full worm mode. Like that's
Yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
how worms do it. So you guys would just in time, once you've now seen Glorps most of themselves into the
Just
hole,
disappear, yeah.
and then now like slowly starting to inch their way out. Again, sound effects. Gonna need that. Once
I'm really glad I'm not eating within the next like hour or so, because
you guys did
that is
just
harrowing.
eat. You did just. I'm not gonna be mean. You guys have seen some pretty weird shit since the beginning of the adventure, so I'd say you're probably pretty used to it. And at this point, you hear the as Glor fully comes out of the hole, now carrying a small goblini. I guess, man. I mean, you wouldn't really know.
You said it's like he's like a foot tall, right, or something like that, a foot and a half tall.
He's not even Choom sized.
Tiny.
Yeah, he's a tiny little guy, but he's dressed up a lot nicer than when you saw him earlier. Even has like a little powdered wig thing going on.
I don't know why my mind is like doing this thing where it's like oversized head on small body.
100%.
You know, but that's kind of how I picture the goblin. He's almost
like
he's
a
like
Funko
little, like he's like
Pop.
almost
100%.
yeah, like a Funko Pop or like yeah, exactly.
He weighs like literally like 2 pounds, not even.
That's kind of how that's like the image I've had of them this whole time. It's just like larger Funko Pops, effectively.
You see Gloria, he's like, ah! You never get. Oh, sorry, doing Pogo's voice. You never get rid of these things. They're everywhere. They're an infestation in the ship. I keep telling Pogo he needs to stop breeding them, but he just won't stop. Hey, if you do a good job, you interested? All yours. We don't want him. Get him out of here.
Really?
That's really mean.
You don't understand. Looks at Percival. When they bite you, it gives you know how many packs I've chewed through because of these little.
I
Chomp would
definitely-
never bite me.
Chomp's literally on your shoulder, just looking at Percy with like dead eye, like literally just like.
I'm trying not to make eye contact at this point.
All right,
I just got over my chewing habit. All right, so.
you can still feel the sting from the fucking shot that they had to give you.
Mm-hmm.
At that moment, you see a small pull back, and I don't know, are satyrs things that you guys would know about?
I don't know if we would. No
All right, so then you see a small man with goat horns
horns
and
yeah.
and goat legs, and a neat little, like literally just a t-shirt. That's just all
Have
it
you
says
seen
is-
us? I don't think we would bat a fucking eye, honestly.
At this point, you know, but it just says IT on it, and he's wearing like a headset, and he comes in just you called for me, Gloria? Is there a problem? Did you try turning it off and trying to get back? Yeah, no, it's not that. Sweetheart, Stringbean over here. He needs to get hooked up to the network mainframe thingy. It's literally just the server. It's fine.
Don't worry, we got it from here. I speak Dork.
Thank God. Thank the gods.
Yeah, no, just the usual network security credentials.
Yeah.
You know.
Are you gonna need
Yeah,
access
I
to
know
the
you guys
screens?
got your Say again?
The jumbotron, the screen. So you're gonna need access to all the.
Yeah, most likely. Whatever you guys give in the standard AV package.
Okay, yeah, I can set you up. If you would just
Wonderful.
follow me this way, I'll get you plugged right in.
Absolutely.
Starts walking out of the tent. You see Gloria just looking at you guys. Well, Rue, the rest of you, it was really nice to meet you. But I'm a very busy lady, and if you wouldn't mind, polite, fucking off.
We will leave. Yeah, that's fine.
See,
Thank you.
I try.
Thank you. We have to prepare and start writing things.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there like a green room or somewhere, like even like a prepper, like somewhere we can prep backstage here where we can get our acts together?
Yeah, you'd be surprised. It's like right next to the Divine Spectrum mainframe thing. Just follow Peter. He'll take you.
Never mind. Okay. Yep. Well, where's Peter?
Literally, you hear his just endless string of IT talk to March as he's walking away
that's
from
Peter. Right.
Walking
Okay.
away
We follow.
As you guys are led through to the large, at this point, like almost clearing. It's like they cordoned off a space where the chaos moves around it. And it is just another big pavilion tent. And you see several large lines just running across the floor with, of course, page tape, holding them down to the tent. And then behind that tent, another bigger tent with a handwritten sign that says green room on it. And you see Peter walking into the smaller tent. And if you just, all you really need to do is if you log into the main line here, it should allow you to, are you going to need to be on site? Are you going to need a tablet?
I'm good for hardware. Just the usual, like a 2-day access login.
Perfect. We'll get you the credentials you need. Just make sure
Yeah.
you stay away from any of the boss's stuff. He looks very into, literally into the distance, traumatized, stare. You'll know it when you see it.
Oh, okay. So less of a criminal liability thing and more of a it stares back into you thing. Okay.
I'm glad you understand. Maybe we could be.
Oh yeah.
friends.
No, I've been to the asshole of the web. It's yeah.
He literally just, again, 1,000-yard stare. Yeah, so I'll get you those credentials, and if you need anything else, just the name's Peter. He hands you the small, I don't even know what they would use, sending stone / earpiece.
I mean, it could be just
Yeah.
these are even just communication devices. But yeah, maybe a wireless earpiece
Right.
might be nice.
Hands it to March.
Right.
It was nice. It was nice to meet you all. Good luck with the show. The boss doesn't usually
Pleasure.
let outsiders in, so this is gonna be great. Again, longing stare, looks at Chomp, flinches, and then rushes out of the tent. You now see.
Seb, you can't mount that fucking loaded gun on the wall and not expect us to want to fire it. You
Right.
realize that, right?
I didn't do anything. You see the large green room. There's an assortment of, people getting ready for their shows, just the normal backstage hoopla. You see all kinds of strange, different individuals that I'm sure if you wanted to go talk to them, you could. However, because of the nature of what we're doing here today, they all seem to be completely oblivious to your existence and are completely focused on their own thing. As you see a large untaken table open that just says reserved. What do you do?
Is that for us? They're reserved for us?
I can see a through line when we see one, and March heads to the table.
Yeah, I'm gonna start immediately start fabricating or at least trying to assemble some sort of targets that we could use. You know what I mean? That could be thrown or exploded or whatnot, right?
Perfect.
I'm gonna start building.
All right, and I'm going to set a timer that you don't know about. And you guys now have until this timer goes off to discuss with each other.
Prep. And then
Who's
it's the end of the
doing
episode,
what?
then we perform next episode.
And
Holy
when.
shit. Okay.
You ready?
Ready.
On your marks. Get set.
I want the timer to immediately go off.
I mean, Percival is just looking for any scraps or other things like that he has on his person and that are in the room, and he's assembling targets. He's even creating some maybe shooting devices that he can hand to Brew, and also maybe some remote operation devices for the targets so that I can give it to March so that he can control them and move them around as well, and then also trigger them to explode remotely should I not be able to. I also am going to ask for their assistance to help me also put a trigger in my shoe in case as a fail-safe to blow up a target in case one of them misses their cue.
Okay.
Nice. Lev is flow-toogling or whatever the search engine is out here. He's flow-toogling
Wahoo.
psychic techniques, and he's currently reading an article on cold reading.
Okay. All right. He's doing his prep homework. And Glorp, I'm assuming you've already done most of your prep, right?
I mean, I'm partially prepped, but I somehow managed to find a second copy of the Romeo and Juliet script, which I've now given to Chomp, quickly highlighted where any fake blood cues could be, and Chomp has several packets of fake blood ready to just bite and explode when it's time for people to stab or be stabbed.
Oh my god.
That's amazing. A manageable task.
Glorp is probably also writing stage cues or other things like that and highlighting those and giving copies of the script to Brew and fucking and march so that they know like lighting cues. They know, if there's any like maybe like bigger background pieces that they need to move around. Even I know you're doing most of the scenery, Glorp, but you could use them for like props and other shit too.
That is an
It
important
may seem
question.
like I'm piggybacking, but did want to say also that I do go to the, I guess, whatever pyrotechnics or lighting crew that exists here, and I tell them, okay, listen, when
It's
you see
March
my
right now.
cane go up, that is lights. When you see my cane go out, that is fire, or whatever you want to push.
I would suggest
Not
writing
light,
these down.
but something
Dave.
else.
Those are your cues, bud.
I'm suggesting as a fellow member of this party who has been with us on many adventures, I'm definitely gonna.
And when my hand with no cane goes out, that is spotlight.
Yeah.
And when my hand goes up with no cane, that is spotlight for them, not for me. Right.
Yeah, and March is just taking notes on these sorts of things. Yeah, on this.
Perfect.
Perfection.
Yeah.
Brew, how do you see yourself interacting with Lev's whole thing? You see the lights, you see the glam. What is your role in this?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out.
He could be the plant.
I bring like a gentle brute to the team. So I'm not really sure performance wise he is the most skilled. But I would say that he can do some of the more like physical, like challenging things to like prep for things. So if ropes need to
You
be
can operate the
pulled-
rigging. You can like make him float or some shit when
Yep.
he's doing his magic tricks.
Yep. So like
Oh my God.
rope pulling,
Man,
like
that's
that kind
perfect.
of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can do all that.
So
I
like
can-
hook,
I can-
hook Lev up to like a harness that you can kind of, or like like the whole like invisible string setup, so you can kind of like move him around. So like as his psychic energies are going, he can like float in the air and shit.
Hell yes. This sounds like it's going to be a great show. So we have Lev show. Now, for the actives, only one of you can help Lev. And if you would like to spare yourselves the choice of it, we can do a random rolling and you will not know.
Because I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for a moment of faltering, we'll say, in a performance to try to affect it then to save what could be a disaster.
That is not against
So
the rules.
I'm gonna
That's
I'm just gonna hang on to it. We'll almost call it like cashing an inspiration token in for when it's right and to give it to someone else. That's kind of how I'm treating this.
So
Is
each
like,
of you have
I
one to give.
I will make my skills known when they need to, if they need to, should we need to save a performance for somebody
Yeah.
else.
I
We've
would
just
say-
prepared a reaction.
I would say let's replace then that with the random help from the universe, because I'm telling you right now, you let me roll for the universe, the odds of it helping you over hurting you are not very high. So if you guys want to be that universe, I'm totally down with that. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Sound good?
I just want to help.
Yeah.
I just want to know. I want to step in to help. Should the need arise?
So that means each of the actives, so Nicole, Fran, and Lou, you have one to get, essentially a lifeline to give to try and help. Don't forget, you can still potentially hurt.
Yep, I understand.
Cool. All right.
But I mean, if it's going to be disaster anyways, we got to take the shot.
Yes. So we have pretty much everyone who's helping Lev. And we have March. We know exactly what March is doing for Percival's.
Yeah. Are there any other performance
Yeah.
elements we're missing here?
I mean, there's a lot of overlap between the two shows as well because it's lighting and effects. So March is
rigging
basically in the corner, like setting up some rigging, and it winds up being like 9 monitors in sort of almost like a half bubble facing towards the ground. And then March is laying on the ground underneath it. So he would be like looking up at a whole 180 sphere, like the lights would be for this. And then he's just got a small like keyboard under his hands. And he's just saying, kind of quietly humming to himself, "This is a lighting programming montage. Yeah."
You got your literally the pudding gets your clearance right as you start doing this. Brew.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself helping Fran with his gun show in any way?
Yeah, again, like I think I'm like helping to set up the targets. I'm making sure that
I am also going to be having him fire some of like the clay targets and things like that. You know what I mean? Because he can just like throw them like a damn discus.
Shirtless.
You know what I mean?
Fucking
That's what I
discus
mean.
throwing.
Well, he'll be like maybe.
Choom's gonna be fucking mad he misses this.
We'll do brew for the first act, right? Where we'll start with the clay targets. I'm also gonna do a couple things with. I have lightning lure as one of my cantrips, so I might even do some like weird like lightning whip tricks, right? Like just like whoosh, just like hitting things with that instead, and then switch to the firearms afterwards for like more long distance targets and skill shooting and stuff like that. Just I want to dazzle them in the first act, right? So we have the more performance aspects. We have brew throwing the clay targets, right? And I'll be whipping them and pistoling them or whatever.
Nice.
Right. We'll have round 2, we'll escalate, right? We'll have like the big moving targets, and then round 3, the big act, blindfolded behind the back.
And because it is a skill challenge, you will be using skills for these. Don't forget. So it's you're not,
Now, but here's the thing, my skill with firearms is a skill.
yes, but we will be using.
But no, I understand.
Okay, cool. And don't worry, it will have a part to play. Just
There's a reason why though I chose firearms, because I was like, I am not good with anything else, but I am proficient,
you are
very
very
proficient with
proficient
firearms.
Now, Glord, do you have any need for like what do you imagine somebody helping you looking like besides obviously lighting and whatnot?
Okay, besides those things, I also, this has nothing to do with any of the people at the table, I'm sorry, but I also get Chomp to rally other Goblini who are going to be dressed in either the Capulet or the Montague, right? Colors.
Extras?
Yeah, they're playing like the extras at the wedding, and also like when the when the fights are going on, they're the extras fighting in the back, and they're just I have Goblini extras.
Dear God, okay. And I'm sure, March, you can figure out. Don't forget, you're going to have to be creative. If you do the same thing every time, it might, bore the crowd. So you're going to be creative.
We might need Brew's animal handling to help keep them, especially if they're off stage, we may need Brew to kind of help keep them just like from wandering
Using
off.
animal handling,
doing their own thing.
3 times in a one shot sounds like an accolade I would love to have. So you are more than welcome.
I just know that Brew is wise.
It's true.
Brew is not unwise, and so I feel like would have better than average animal handling to at least use for one of the skill checks. You know what I mean? To
Are you going to be the
diversify the
Goblini
skills.
rounder?
Well, just think about diversifying the skills we're going to be applying to this, because we don't want to make it too hard on ourselves by leaning on the same skills over and over again. So the more we can diversify our applications of skills, the better it seems. So that's the approach.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Brew?
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Chomp slowly looks over at you.
You comfortable with that?
He does a little.
I've handled a
bite.
few animals in my lifetime.
He like bares his teeth at you.
He's a little teeth bite. I don't know if that came through Discord, but he just.
No, I came through as perfect.
He had a little teeth thing. And you guys kind of all look at each other being like, what? All right, I think we might. And you hear, as the alarm is ringing in my ears, perfectly on time, a loud, very familiar at this point voice, like, come on, move out the fucking way. The flap flip back. Finally, I found you guys. Come on, it's time. The show's about to start. He turns, and as you guys have not caught by surprise in this moment, not immediately started moving, he immediately turns back, move! And that is where I will end
No.
this session.
Well, folks.
All right. And I know it is my duty to do the outro, but Fran, since I am half delirious right now on flu medication,
Yeah, I got you.
thank you so much.
You can pass it off to me whenever you need to. Hey, folks out there in Radio Land or wherever you are listening to this podcast. If you like us, you can find us on the internet. They say these days these links grow on trees, and you can find us on our link tree. It is linktr.ee/haplessheroes. contains all the places on the interwebs where we currently exist, as well as what we consider to be the crown jewel of our internet presence, and that is our Discord server, which we would encourage you to join the community of like-minded nerds and other really cool people who are just all hanging out in these spaces, and all of our different friends of the show, other creatives in the community. There's a whole bunch of different folks hanging out in there. We're talking about a whole bunch of different things. It's a great place to be, and we encourage you to take part in it. Now, say you really, really, really like us and you want to say some nice things about us, maybe in a more constructive fashion. Well, hey, listen, you could leave us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice. You could comment on our Spotify or other places, like YouTube, for example. It's another place that allows you to comment. You could do that. Just engage with us on those things and say nice things. And if you do that, we will acknowledge you on the air as the 5-star human being that you are. And I'm going to acknowledge someone now. Hope successfully.
Let's go. Is this from Spotify?
Successfully.
Yeah.
No, this is from YouTube.
Oh.
I did acknowledge Spotify before. I just wanted to shout out Coyote Kane on YouTube for, saying, hey, long-time listener, while I wait for new episodes on Pandora, I'm going to start over on here now. You're the best D&D podcast, period. Thanks, Coyote Kane. You fucking rock, dude. Appreciate you being with us for so long. So also, though, hey, if you really, 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 really like us and want to maybe, support us for a paltry sum of money every month, you could join our Patreon. It's patreon.com/episeries. For the price of a cup of coffee every month, you get access to all of our behind-the-scenes audio. And actually, I can't even really say the price of a cup of coffee every month, because who knows, when you're listening to this, if that is truly the price of coffee anymore. But really, for $5 a month, we have a bunch of behind-the-scenes audio, bloopers, free out-of-character content. Even if you aren't like a paid subscriber, we are constantly trying to find ways to compile more either out-of-character content or other things that don't make it for the main show on here, as a way to kind of give back to all of you for keeping the lights on and keeping this the ad-free programming you so deserve. With that, I will pitch it back to Sebastian to say goodnight, and until next time.
Thank you, friend. Saved me from having to restart that 700 times. And with that, I will outro this amazing cast of humans in the reverse order in which I introduced them, starting with Lou as Lev Zanky.
Prepare to be fingered.
No. We gotta workshop those catchphares.
Have a good night. Get fingered.
We gotta workshop those catchphrases.
Perfect.
It is night time. Finger time.
Gloria shows up in the background. Fran as Percival Flawedhast.
Okay, Percy, you can do this. You're a performer, dude. You can do this.
Dave as March the Hare.
Yeah, it's so remember, it's fingered, not fisted.
Mike as Brunner Brew Blitzboard.
I'm ready to be the backstage.
And Nicole as Glorp Glub Glub.
Two households both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene.
And I'm Seb, your GM, and I'm just gonna say good night, everybody.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.